The Indiana Manufacturers Association is pleased to announce that the IMA Board of Directors has elected to endorse Lieutenant Governor Eric Holcomb for Governor of the State of Indiana in November's elections. We have examined the candidates and determined that Eric Holcomb is the best candidate to advance the interests of manufacturing here in our state. Indiana is the most manufacturing-intensive state in the country. Most recent federal data shows that the average manufacturing wage in Indiana is over $72,000 a year. Indiana has made great strides in creating an economic climate that has led to this growth. Eric Holcomb has been involved and instrumental in numerous policy changes over the last dozen years that has propelled Indiana into one of the top states in the country. The Indiana Manufacturers Association hopes that our state will continue moving forward. We need leaders who will support tax, environmental, energy, workforce, and workplace policies that will help businesses expand. Our state needs a governor who will support pro-growth, common-sense policies that will help Indiana manufacturers compete around the globe. The Indiana Manufacturers Association is confident that Eric Holcomb is the candidate with the most proven track record to achieve these goals. The IMA is proud to endorse Eric Holcomb as our next governor.
Thank you, Brian, and to all of the members of the Indiana Manufacturers Association, knowing firsthand just how important manufacturing is to our state. This endorsement is especially meaningful, not just to our campaign and our campaign efforts statewide, but it's also very important to me personally. My wife, as you know, has served as the vice president of a small family manufacturing business herself. The business manufactures bolts, U-bolts, J-bolts, I-bolts. We've got bolts, and they're going on their 50th year in operation in Summitville, Indiana. They, along with companies like Cummins and Eli Lilly and Rolls-Royce and Raytheon, together make Indiana, as you state, the most manufacturing-intensive state in the country. And that's something I'm very proud of and something I like to remind people everywhere I go, including the gentleman standing to my immediate right. Every time I get the opportunity to express our pride about how far we've come, I do so. It's because of what your members have accomplished and because of our proven and responsible policies over the last decade plus that we've advanced so much over the past 12 years that Indiana manufacturing is leading the charge and in fact leading the nation. And as our state's next governor, I will continue to ensure that we build upon that legacy because, like you, I believe that policies that help manufacturers help Hoosiers. And that's why manufacturing played such a prominent role in my taking Indiana to the next level. We specifically set out and will continue to transform the Department of Workforce Development from an agency that used to be known as the unemployment hub or agency to an employment agency by leveraging big data and enhanced investments to create a demand-driven workforce training system that responds to the actual needs of the employers, your members. Your industry is robust and vibrant as a sector in our economy because we've got the economy dialed in and because we've got your workforce fueling it. We're no longer just competing here in the state of Indiana. We are winning. And with that, we have a very special guest with us today, someone who knows an awful lot about manufacturing as well, our neighbor to the north from the great state of Wisconsin, Scott Walker.
Thank you, Governor. Thank you, Eric. Well, thanks. And first off, I should say, just so it's clear, to me, the headline of the day is the builders of the middle class endorse Eric Holcomb for governor. Because when you think about manufacturing in Indiana, when you think about it here in the Midwest, when you think about it in the country, middle-class, working American jobs come overwhelmingly from manufacturing. You talked about the numbers, 72,000. I mean, that is a good middle-class supporting economy, and that's something that it's great to see the people that you represent, who are the people who put people not just to work, but in jobs that can support families here in Indiana and support families like them all throughout this great country. The people you represent who are building that middle class have endorsed this man, Eric Holcomb, to be the next governor of the great state of Indiana. I think that's important right off the bat. Certainly, it's my honor to be here today to add my support for Eric's campaign, because the elections aren't about the status quo. Elections are about either going forward or backwards. And people, the Hoosiers here in this state, have a real opportunity to decide whether they're going to go forward on the base that I got to know back in 2009. I came to meet Mitch Daniels and Eric Holcomb in the Capitol, spend a day in the Capitol, really looking at the incredible comeback that this state was a part of when the mess that you and Governor Daniels inherited, the big economic hole, the big financial hole, what you had done to help turn the state around at that time, and then continuing to work with my friend Mike Pence, the work that he's done, the work that Mitch did in the 2 terms before that, and throughout the way, one thing that was consistent, and that was time and time again, when they needed help moving the state forward, who did they turn to? They turned to Eric Holcomb. That's an important message to be shared for not just Republicans, but independents, and I think discerning Democrats in the state who understand if you want an economy that continues to grow, if you want to go forward with more jobs and higher wages, Eric Holcomb's got a plan to do that. If you want to go backwards to the way things were before Mike Pence and before Mitch Daniels, well, then you should vote for Eric's opponent, because there couldn't be a clear contrast out there when it comes to the economy, when it comes to finance, when it comes to supporting the good-paying jobs that come from manufacturers. It is crystal clear. There's only one candidate in this race who's going to continue to move this state forward, and that's Eric Holcomb. If people here in Indiana want to continue to move forward and not backwards, I would invite each and every one of you to vote for Eric Holcomb as your next governor on November 8th.
Have you gotten coffee yet?
Yes, we have.
Okay. Is he back there
This
as
is
well?
my sister, Carolyn. She lives in Muncie.
Hi, Scott Walker.
Scott Walker.
Good to
Glad
see you.
meet you.
Good to see you as well.
Yeah, are you enjoying Indiana while you're here?
Yeah, just got in. Glad to be here.
Well, there's an upgrade. My wife is going to be in the next one, and she's from Delaware County.
Oh, that's great.
She's from outside of Muncie. She went to Burris.
Oh,
And then Ball State. She had 2 degrees from Ball State. I'm going to get some coffee. You've got some, though, Pat? You already have?
I know exactly
And
what you
that's
mean.
exactly what you did.
Right.
Hey guys, how are you?
Doing great.
All right.
Thank you for being here.
Did you ever get my message about the fact that I left the stuff off about the Benjamin Harrison song?
Oh, I
left it
did.
in your office.
Thank you. No, it's in my basement. Yes, I've gone through it all.
Okay.
It's amazing. Thank you. I
Just
needed
coming this.
Scott Walker.
I
Good to see you.
I'll see you on my government.
Hey, I love it.
Thank you.
Very nice.
That's it for me.
Thank
Well,
you.
Larry's,
You want to be in it too?
this is the most important part of my work.
Hi,
Yes,
Scott
it
Walker.
is.
Good to see you.
nice to meet you.
How are you? Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Here, you know what? We can grab.
Can I get you a cup of coffee? Or do you
Of
know?
all things, I'm not a coffee drinker.
Pardon me?
I'm not a coffee drinker.
Okay,
of
you
all
want
things. Yeah, bizarre.
tea or hot chocolate or...
Yeah, I'll drink a glass of hot chocolate. Sure.
Okay.
That'll be all right. Hey, girls. How are you?
Good.
What's your name?
Eliana,
Eliana. How old are you?
9,
9. So is that fourth grade?
3rd.
Third grade. Okay. And who's this?
Gabby?
Gabby. Oh, Gabby. Good to see you too. You guys look beautiful. I love it. You know, being
You're doing the chicks today.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're a hoot. They really like you, so.
I want to meet them. I'm really jealous that you get to meet them. They're so cool.
Now, you know, it's funny. I think it was maybe 2 years ago when I came in for the state party dinner. I met them just then, 2 of them, and they were like,
You can't forget them.
wow, right, exactly. When they said, I'm like, oh, I know exactly what we're talking about. So, yeah.
So great.
Logansport,
County,
Hancock,
Greencastle.
Hendricks,
So all over.
Porter,
They tried to
Putnam.
get a-
Putnam's in the house. I'm doing great. Good to see you. How are you? Good to see you.
Answer. Good to see you.
You're looking like you shop at your own store.
Thanks for being at the party, too.
Yeah.
Hi.
How you doing, sir?
Good to see you.
Thank you for coming to Indiana. And
Our
supporting
pleasure.
Holcomb and,
Yeah. He's gonna
and
win.
Hopefully our next governor.
Yeah. I mean, we know it's, don't take anything for granted, but I think he's running a good race.
Being from Northwest Indiana, seeing all the labor issues that you
Oh,
dealt
yeah.
with, we, in Indiana, even though we've become a right-to-work state, common construction wage, we've been able to make a lot of progress. But Northwest Indiana is such a Chicago,
Still right, the whole base, yeah.
Chicago culture that nobody.
Doing good?
Yeah. How's it going? Feeling good?
We've shifted over into the passing lane and we're heading down the straightaway.
Good.
It'll get there. It'll get there.
One day at a time. What's been on your plate lately?
Actually, it's kind of nice. For the first time in a long time, I don't have an election. So I've done.
Well, when you do a redo, you should get some time off.
Right, exactly. My wife said I should have got an extra 4 years on top of that. Now they have to fight for it, right? They don't just take it for granted. But they provide a service. I think, particularly in the trades, if they'll provide training or student education or things like that, people find it to be worthwhile. They're just, like they were in the public sector, just grabbing their money and spending on things they don't like, well, then people are going to walk away. Before I was governor, I came to meet with Mitch Daniels, and then Eric was a part of the meeting, and we hit it off.
As Secretary of Agriculture, I'm just proud of what our, 83% of our state is farm and forest, and so I've got all the knowledge.
Cold.
And I'm proud of the work they do. Like, we're nationally, internationally recognized.
Yeah.
We like the fact that we lent you Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson plays for the Seahawks, but he played for the University of Wisconsin, so we're happy to share him, except for December 11th when the Seahawks play the Packers. Then I might not claim Russell.
We're going to go get on the radio show.
We'll do that on the 20th of this month. It's the Thursday night game.
And you're 3-1, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although those Vikings are tough. Toughest part, we played them. I was there at the new stadium, which is unbelievably loud. They have built it, as odd as this sounds, they literally built it to be loud. It doesn't have glass on it, but it's got these things that suck in the noise. So that's the side that points towards the Vikings. The away team gets all the glass. So they purposely built it to echo. I mean, you could Tonette and I were sitting next to each other at the game. We had to yell to be heard at each other. So defense and their punter. Their punter pinned us within the 10, maybe 5 times. It's just, you get that noise and you're backed up on your own 5, 6, or 7. Forget it. Hi again.
Hi. By the way, my brother-in-law who lives in Wisconsin, he can't stand you because he's a union guy, so I was so happy to see you today.
I loved your question.
So thank you very much.
Oh, yeah. Well, you got a camera? You should take a picture and send it to him.
Oh, yeah. No, because they got mad because they lost the recall and everything else. And I was like, well, maybe if you try just doing a better job, you have better luck next time.
Yeah, we'll get you guys in there in just a few.
How are you?
Nice to meet you.
Good to see you.
Welcome to Indiana.
Thanks. Good to be back.
And
love it.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
Yeah, I tweeted at you because I nicknamed you the Incredible Hulk.
I think I sent you that.
The Incredible Hulk, huh? Oh,
Holcomb. I got you.
I put your face on the Hulk's body.
Good to see you.
Oh my God, you said again like you remember.
At the big dinner.
I know. Told them. Hi. Oh my God.
No, when they said they're like, oh no, the big dinner for 2 years ago for the state party, you guys put on the side.
Are you making that up?
No, how do you forget a name like?
Like the chicks on the right.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Like I'm not even here.
I totally knew you were here. How are you? Where's your wife? Is she here?
She's got some crud in her.
I get hugs too.
She said she was going to try to make it, but
Okay, so our show, we're like really informal, and we're gonna
Fine.
ask you probably like
Really?
here. But
That's
seriously,
great.
we're gonna do like speed questions at the end, which are like super fun questions.
Sure,
Yeah,
we're fine.
Rapid fire.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm going to put the seat way up so I can be close to the same size as Eric.
No one can do that.
That's right. I just put myself down.
This
I
one
mean,
might be broken.
like I'm a.
'cause the
Here, I'll
chair's
swap
here.
out
there
one.
You go.
There we go. Yeah. I was so into Tim Kaine. I came with the tie he had on, and I had a
Did you do
blue.
the eyebrows?
I did a blue star pin
The
on my
eyebrow go,
lapel.
like, way up into your forehead. Yeah. Could you do that?
No, stop. See, I got to interrupt you. That's my Tim
God.
Kaine, right?
And we've got Eric Holcomb, Lieutenant Governor Eric Holcomb, who's soon to be governor, we hope.
Yes.
And Governor Scott Walker from the great state of Wisconsin. Welcome.
Yes.
Thank you.
Welcome everybody.
Thank you.
Welcome.
There's a Wisconsin connection for Ken Bone. This is amazing.
It is.
It all comes full circle.
And we
it
shop
does.
at Kohl's all the time, so it's like a perfect deal.
Kohl's is awesome.
Actually, I think I bought a sweater once on the campaign trail, and in the end, you know what they charged me?
What?
$1. Because it was in the
Did
spring.
you get gray sweaters or?
Well, it was
And you
it was
get
a gray
great
sweater, honest to God,
coupons.
but it was at the end of the season, so it was the spring. It was way in the back on the clearance. You'll see a real person, just like Eric is.
Yeah.
Eric Holcomb for governor. Don't forget that. Real person on the
He's
way.
sitting right next to me.
That's right. Gray sweater. And it was on the rack in the back on clearance, so it was way marked down, like 70% off. We went up to the front. My wife had not the 15, not the 20, but the 30%
Oh, see, she scored.
thing you get in the mail, right?
Totally scored.
And then she pulled out her Kohl's cash, and honest to God, that
bless
cost us
her.
$1.
It's the best thing ever.
So I think
totally
Ken
wanna
Bone
hang
paid
with
a
her.
little bit more, but he probably got a good deal.
Think how many people passed up that sweater before you.
Right?
probably a whole lot
That's
based
right,
upon
right?
the look they give me when I wear it.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
right.
But that's being a good fiscal
That's right.
conservative,
That's
like
right.
Eric Holcomb will
Heck
be
yeah.
when he's the next governor
Eric
of the
Holcomb,
great Hoosier
everybody.
state.
Eric Holcomb.
Frugal.
That
Okay.
is such good pivoting
Isn't
right
it?
there.
That's right.
He totally
If you
did it.
want someone who understands the cost-saving principles that make Kohl's a great American country, a company in this great country, you
Eric
need to have Eric
Holcomb.
Holcomb as the next governor.
Eric Holcomb for
All
governor.
right, tell us more about why you love our good friend Big E.
Actually, you know, the funny thing, it goes back literally 7 years ago. I came here to Indianapolis to meet with Mitch Daniels, who I
Who
greatly
we also
admired.
love. Oh my God.
Oh my
gosh,
gosh,
don't
just
even get us
unbelievable,
started.
awesome. And so I said before I ran for governor, I don't want to just run. Now, you know, running doesn't do you much unless you can get things done. And I said, who in the country has done a better job at getting things done at that time when I was thinking about running than Mitch Daniels? And so I didn't just come and take a picture. I spent the day, and who was in that meeting with me as part of the day? Eric Holcomb, who had helped Mitch Daniels turn what really had been a messed up state. I mean, think about $800 million in the wrong direction. The economy not good. He helped Mitch do it. He's now helping Mike Pence do it, my good friend as well. And I just think it's about the future. I care about this country, and I know the best way to turn the country around is not just in Washington, it's in our state houses. And I want to have good leaders, not just for me, but more for my kids, my kids, Matt and Alex, and all the other children like them in this country. And I think Eric's the guy to do it.
What do you make of probably, arguably, the nation's weirdest election
Yeah.
It's a circus.
in the history of ever?
It is. Nothing ever surprises me. But even think about Bernie Sanders. I mean, Bernie Sanders had no. I mean, the national media has completely ignored this issue. But Bernie Sanders, who had no right to even be remotely close. I mean, you got the spouse of a former president who was in the United States Senate, Secretary of State, should have had a slam dunk. And if it wasn't for superdelegates, he might actually be the party's nominee.
Yeah. He
won
Which shows you
Indiana.
why young people
Yep.
get that she's just a bold-faced liar.
So you're a child of the 80s.
Are you questioning the year or whether I graduated?
No. I just want to make sure I have that correct. So that makes you a child of the 80s. Please name your favorite 80s song or band. Go.
Let's go crazy, Prince.
Oh, yes! A man after our own hearts,
There you
for
go.
sure.
What was your favorite? What was your favorite? Can you think of one? Go.
Talking Heads, Stop Making Sense.
Oh, that's good.
That's
Oh, same as it ever was. Same as it ever was.
That
Hey,
video
two for
freaked
two.
me
All right.
out. I didn't like it. I gotta say, I didn't like it.
We still
Well,
have time.
that video was
Video
really
We
was
still
loud.
have
freaky.
time,
Oh,
Mom.
yeah.
Go. We still have time.
Okay.
We still have a minute.
All right.
Go.
Know you're close to Paul Ryan. Has he talked to you at all about like how absolutely untenable of a situation he's in right now?
Oh,
How do you advise him? How would you advise him?
It's horrible. I mean, it's Paul and I have known each other. Actually, I'll tell you a funnier story. Just that, not trying to pivot, although I am. Is that Paul and I?
Eric Holcomb for governor.
That's right. Eric is the man. You got to vote for him for governor. No, but Paul grew up in Janesville. I grew up in Delavan, about 15 miles from each other. And actually, as a funny side, we both worked as kids at the McDonald's. He in Janesville, I in Delavan. The only difference is the manager at his McDonald's told him he had to flip hamburgers in the back because he didn't have the interpersonal skills to work the front cash register. I'm like, what was that guy thinking?
Oh my God!
And now 6 million Hoosiers know this.
That's right. Yeah.
There you go.
Yes.
Scott Walker and
I
Eric
almost
Holcomb,
promoted you.
everybody.
Aggressively go out and vote for Eric.
I love it.
And
Thank
get a
you
couple
guys
friends
so
to do it along the way.
much.
Good to see you.
Really
On the Chicks on
appreciate
the
it.
Right show. Thank you,
You guys
so
rock.
much.
Thank you.
I'll send Jane up a picture.
Okay, for sure.
I just wish you'd figure out a way to have some fun when you do this.
I know our job is so awful.
You're really tough, kind of draining.
Yeah, it's a lot of work and it's so serious, and I just wish that we could laugh.
Could you be my
I know our
That's
job sucks.
But that's the
right?
nice thing about it. I'm sure that's part of the reason why listeners is that not just conservative talk, but that you're having fun with it, which is something that would be nice.
Yeah, because there's so many angry people doing
Right.
radio.
Yeah, exactly.
We can't really do angry.
We can't do angry at
Well,
all.
and that's one of the things looking forward. I hope as governors, because I take over as the chair of the Republican Governors Association next month, we're going to talk about governors. We're optimistic.
Yes, would you do
We
that?
win because we're optimistic. We got a vision. We get things done.
with the future governor of Indiana, Eric Holcomb?
The Hulk.
Thank you.
See ya.